Oh, excuse me. Hello there. Um, my name is Anika Konrad, and today I'm gonna talk about fear and I'm gonna talk about love. I made this presentation around 2009, and it looks like it's needed to be out here again on video. During the pandemic, what happened? A lot of people they had no idea what to do, and they turned to an escapism, whatever your choice was, alcohol, drugs. And I realized I just met somebody a few days ago, and I was like so sorry for her that some people they have no idea what exactly that means. What is fear? Well, fear for me is it's in an imaginary world that we create. It doesn't actually exist. And and how fear separates us from love. I'm trying to do like 3 videos in here. Let's see, who on with my phone, who on my computer. I tried to go on live on Facebook, but I have no idea how to create that. Anyway, let's focus on what I'm trying to get to the point how important it is that how actually fear functions. Because when you're not in the right state of mind and suddenly you have this impulsion, it could be anything, especially in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, it's very neurotic. I mean, everything you see, you want to try it on. I remember back in 1996, I come here, I saw the tables, the gambling. I was like, oh my God, kaching, millions, anything I wanted. Until you realize you never actually win. The house always wins. Well, you may have luck here and there once in a blue moon, but somebody who's not in the right state of mind could never know how to handle money at all. And that happened even some with my family members. They got so much money, they didn't know what to do, and they blew it all in like a year. So what's important that when you create this world of fear, you living in this world of fear, and suddenly a lot of things start piling up, your bills, everything, your debts, your 10,000 or whatever it is, automatically it will become with worries. And worry is such an enormous world. um, that like when you worry about you can't pay your bills and you keep operating with this thought, automatically you become angry. And when you become angry, so here I am, which is I'm not real, right? Because fear, it's an imaginary world. And I made this illusion in my mind, worrying about being angry and anything and everything. And it becomes so real into my life. Then it even comes to a remorse. Like, oh my God, how I'm going to do this, you know? And then you have this, then you start feeling very remorse and self-pity. And how I'm going to pay my bills, how I'm going to take care of this, you know? And like, yeah, what I'm trying to say, you're operating in this world and you become so remorse. You even pray to God. You even pray to God, oh my God, nobody here to is gonna save me or help me or how to get out. It's like the first person you see, you wanna fall in love because you think he's gonna get belly out, you know, and then try to join some groups. I had the honor to meet Dr. R. Hawkins back in 2009 before he passed away, and I remember the book Letting Go. But I just opened the first page on a desire, and I saw how what it exactly desire means. A lot of people have different explanation. For me, desire, jealousy, it's pretty much the same thing because you want something that you don't have, right? So you think you're jealous about it because it's your desire to become that person, or you know. I prefer to have a model or a role model that perhaps if I follow this kind of footstep because that's what you want, then you may succeed. Anyhow, but the next thing you know, when you can't take care of your bills, you're gonna be evicted or you're gonna do something. You become There becomes criminal mind thinking. You know, oh my God, I know somebody has this money. How about if I ask her? Let me just steal it. You know, or let me just do all kinds of crazy things. Or your self-esteem is gonna go so low that you will do anything in your power just to get that. But what it comes with that, it comes with consequences, and it becomes very, very frustrating. Criminal thinking, you see it, all this thing is piling up, and then you become so frustrating, and the criminal mind kicks in. And for the next thing, you're going to steal, or you're going to take somebody's money, or so on and so forth. I don't know. A lot of people have all kinds of jack of all trades to figure out for the next day how they're gonna live, or especially if you have a impulsive like gambling and using any kind of stimulant, then your mind becomes very, very small. And then as you see you operating this life, it becomes so real to you, you're not realizing that all the stuff that you're going to do, it comes with consequences, unfortunately. And it is actually a world that we produce. It's a world and a word that we produce. And we might even go in jail. You're gonna go in jail, and the worst part of it, now, if you're in jail, then you're not going to be able to pay bills from jail. Your house is going to get repossessed. Your car is going to get repossessed. And so many other things. Your relationships, and who knows what else you're going to lose with that. But after that, a lot of people, instead of taking the responsibility, the first thing they do, run from that responsibility. You don't want to run from all that responsibility. Think about all the jobs you're running from. This is based on an unreal world, of a world that it's only 6 inch long from here to here. Seriously, it's everything. It's in your mind what you create. So you gotta be careful what you're thinking. But I learned about, I remember law of attraction becomes very popular. I have a couple of CDs about that, even the compass and the first one, the law of attraction. I followed the first step for a while, and actually did work for me. I put it to the test. Anyway, so when you run from all this responsibility, and you create this fear, it's like an eclipse, so literally it's like when the moon's blocking the sun. So you're creating freedom for love. With love doesn't cost anything. And well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how it is. You make it too real to yourself. I've seen people who living on the streets. Me and some of my group of mine back in 2011, something like that. We tried to help a few people, and somebody sponsored us about this. How to start from the beginning, how to start fresh, lay off the juice, be clear-minded, because that's the only way you can actually manifest anything at all. I mean, you may survive one day to another, but that's not living. It's just not dying. And love. Let's talk about love. What is love, right? And love is, they have so many words for it, but I made a few of them that was very specific for me. Somebody inspired me back in then 2009. And I've seen people every single day that doing the wrong thing. I mean, except who's not. I mean, I understand if you have the capacity, you're educated and everything else, and you try to help others. But what's happening right now with all these unlimited YouTube videos, which is really, 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 it's pissing me off. And how some people that truly want, they make money out of your problems, the government and everybody else. If somebody is so rich, you will do it for free, you know. They help you, and when you're done and you help them, I know I paid my dues back. I know the people who helped me, I paid them back. I don't know anybody anything. I don't even have a credit card. You know, I'm trying to be as simple, as clean as possible. I had my share of my mistakes, of course, you know, but if you don't make mistake, how you gonna learn? Anyway, um, and I learned throughout the years that love is patient, and I had so little of it. You know, when you get put down so many times in your life, it's just you lose your confidence, your self-esteem, and everything else. And but I know when you're patient, the finance will come automatically. There was no such thing that it didn't come. You just truly have to believe it in your heart. This is what you want. And I never seen a person who says, "Oh yeah, I followed all the steps you done and everything else, and I failed." I disagree. That means you missed something. No. Love is patience. Number one, you gotta square it if you want to. The power will come if you're patient. The power will come, and I assure it, all everything else will follow. The second that's very important is that love is kind. You know, it took me years to be kind. How much struggle that I had to go through in 34 countries before I come to the United States. I tried them all, but I learned that love is kind, or kindness. Um, what else? Anyway, so once you learn that, okay, some people said no good deed goes unpunished. Yes, it does. But then you know who's your friend. You will know who's true to you and who's not. No good deed goes unpunished. That's, for me, it's true. But you will know who was righteous and who was righteous not. For me, it's like three kinds of people. We got the intellectual mind, the ideal people. I consider myself very idealistic. Then we have the medium mind people. You know, I talk about situation, how was the weather, the football and soccer and everything else. And we also have a small-minded people. The small-minded people, all they do is talk about other people. Well, there are times, you know, when a lot of things that piles up into you and you just want to blur out to somebody. But you gotta remember that somebody's problems, if you put in somebody else's shoulder, you can infect the energy or the vibrational frequency. I went with Alejandro Ferrara and Elena Bensonoff. I stayed with them with 1 year, and you learn everything about the vibrational frequency, how important it is. And you constantly gotta do a lot of prayers, meditation. But I tell you one thing: those people who are compulsive, impulsive, they just had a drink, they ain't give a shit what you gonna say. They don't want to hear that, because you cannot meditate when you have all the stuff in your brain. It's impossible. And first you got to clean up. You got to clean up, and it takes time, but depends how many years you've been abusing, you know. And if you kill that oil in your pineal gland, because if it is, it takes around 3 years. If your liver didn't get cirrhosis by then, I don't know. Well, I'm just saying. When we talk about so small-minded people, And they look at, oh, look at this person do this person do that, look at that skinny she fat she is, all you do is, this is horrible. Virtual, hey, I never thought I'm gonna talk to a phone on a computer in my entire life. I passionately hate it, and I think it's gonna backfire on us so badly, especially if you're using AI. I'm not a wizard or anything like this about this, because I'm learning too. But if this is the way I can send out a message and I can help somebody, so be it. I'm just gonna go one step at a time. The other thing is, excuse me. The other thing is love does not envy, right? Love doesn't envy. If you love somebody, if you see somebody that his life or her life or their lives is it's so beautiful, you gotta embrace it. You gotta congratulate them. You gotta, like, oh my God, probably you can ask questions. How'd you do it? Perhaps you can do it too. You know, um, and love it for it with all your heart. Because if you throw love out there, you're gonna get love back sooner or later. And people who have these major desires, or it's just desires. We gotta read a partial of the book about Dr. Harkins, what a desire actually means. It's completely opposite what you think it is. That's why I love the vibrational frequency. Besides, I don't try to bury my head in books. That's my compulsion. If I can, I need to order another book like immediately. I have my own compulsion. I don't know why. It just makes me happy when I go to this my imaginary world about how humanity and how this world functions, and I love it. Excuse me. The other thing, love doesn't boost. Does not boost. You don't have to be a whole lot of beautiful and a whole lot of proudful just to show a lot of love. See, I can talk like them too. Love is not proud. Love is not proud. It is to be free. Love is to be totally free, completely free. It's like when you work out, the hardest thing, nobody wants to work out because it's so painful. But I learned this when I did martial arts back when I was a kid, Kyokushinkai. You hit it first, you hit it twice, you hit it 10 times, you're practicing every day, and it's sooner or later, you don't become numb. It's just it doesn't hurt anymore because you worked out all your muscles, and it just becomes normal, you know. What else? Love doesn't dishonor. Love does not dishonor. You don't have to keep all that records and everything else for everybody just to dishonor them. or unfortunately, even somebody in my family, every time she succeeds in something, she's so proud. She's like, you don't have to walk all around, put people down just to make you feel yourself good, right? Um, and it's very easy to say nice things. Trust me, it's more contagious than just to talk about shit all the time. And just you're gonna rile yourself up, and guess what? People will find out. They will know, and eventually, the truth always comes out. Truth and love always wins. Truth will set you free. Another thing, love is not selfish, right? It is easy to get angry, you know. It is, but love is not selfish, or doesn't keep records. Love doesn't keep records, right? A lot of people keep records for everybody, what they did, how long they did. Everybody has a past, okay? We're supposed to go through all this our nation, and you can't demonize anybody because they have to go through that. Everybody, well, according even to astrology, everybody has to go through that. Like Venus, when it goes underground, like right now, you don't want to get married, you don't want to do stuff like that when Venus is invisible or it's underground, because everything is barren harvest. You party this time, you enjoy the harvest. Excuse me. So this is how fear in love it becomes like an eclipse. You have something that it actually blocks you, like the sun from the moon. Yep. So find the light, find your higher power, pray every single day to you, whatever you want to pray to. Write it down on a paper, burn it. And the other thing, if you do a lot of cleaning up, you gotta start with yourself. Then you gotta do your surroundings. And truly write down the one thing and just one thing you want. Nothing is impossible. And look at also, I just remember Robert Williams, and he was so happy. He was so he has such a beautiful talent and everything else, but nobody knew how he feel. A lot of people, they don't know how you truly feel. I mean, you can put a face out there and a mask and everything else. You can be a beautiful woman and ugly in a second. But how do you truly feel? You gotta make sure what makes you feel good. If something doesn't make you feel good, just immediately let it go. It's no harm done. And why in the God's name would you want to suffer? But unfortunately, as I said, some people makes this world, they become so real to them. I see people who live in the streets and instead of, get a restaurant or go eat something in a restaurant, they rather go behind the restaurant and eat the steak from there, from trash. And it becomes real to them. So I'm not going to spend $200 for steak. I just get it out of the back in the kitchen when they throw it out, fresh and new. And those will, for some people, when it's completely already become vegetable, so it's brain damage, it's very hard to, yeah, when unfortunately, there are situations when it's actually too late. So I don't trust any kind of medication, not even herbs, anything else. I cook from scratch. I like veggies. I like all kinds of food. I know some of them are forbidden. I try not to eat any cockroaches of the sea or, you know, fat stuff or anything like that. But yes, I had my share. When you don't have anything else, you'll eat anything. There's a time like that. So this is what I was trying to explain, that you don't have to be all out proud and proud. It's the one thing I can't stand. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I can't stand, but if it makes sense, you guys let me know. Oh yes, I want to show you about Dr. Hawkins. This is the book, Let Go. You guys can see it. And I'm gonna read something. It really shocked me the first time when I saw it. But it just completely, yes, a lot of people says, oh, you want to have a desire to do this and do that. And you will see how actually it does work. Desire, chapter 7. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna put this on. Yeah, I'm getting all in this, right? All right. So, this emotion may range from a mild wanting to an obsessive, driven craving for something or someone. It is also expressed as greed, obsession, hunger, envy, jealousy, clinging, hoarding, ruthlessness, fixation, frenzy, exaggeration, overambition, selfishness, lust, possessiveness, control, glamorization, instability, and acquisitiveness. It just means you're never satisfied. never enough, I must have. The underlying quality of this emotion, it is drivenness. When we are at the effect of the desire, we are no longer free. We are controlled by it, run by it, enslaved and led about but the nose by it. Here again, the essential point of freedom is whether we have choose consciously to fulfill a certain want, or whether we are just being blindly run by the unconscious programs and belief system. Desire as an obstacle. There is often lack of understanding of the function of wanting and the desire. The main illusion is seen in the statement that the only way that I'll get what I want is by desiring it. If I let go of my desire, then I won't get what I want. Actually, the opposite is true. Desire, especially a strong desire, the cravingness, frequently blocks our getting what we want. Why is this so? Actually, the way something comes into our life is because we have chosen. You chose that man, you chose that job, you chose that atmosphere. Nobody chose it for you. There's no such a thing like this little kid comes to me, well, keep saying my boyfriend keep bringing this stuff for me and I get indulged. Nobody put that gun over your head. You have to have a strong will and learn to say no. Alright? So why is this so? Actually, the way something comes into our life is because we have chosen it. It was the result of our intention, or we made a decision for it. It has come to our life in spite of desire. The desiring was actually the obstacle to its achievement or acquisition. This is because desire literally means I do not have. In other words, if we say that we desire something, we are saying that isn't ours. When we say that it isn't ours, we put a psychic distance between ourselves and what we want. This distance becomes the obstacle that consumes energy. The impossible becomes possible as soon as we are totally surrendered. This is because wanting blocks receiving it and results in a fear of not getting it. The energy of desire is the essence of denial that what we want is ours for the taking. See, some people, they are like, let's see, if they know that you got money or something, you win the lottery or whatever it is, and they know you got the money, they immediately, they think that partially it's theirs. So they come for it. This is a different way of looking at achieving goals that the one we are used to from the programming of our world. We are using a picture ambition and success to being associated with the hard work and the classical Protestant ethic and virtue. This includes self-sacrifice, asceticism, great expenditure of effort and endeavor. Keep our nose to the grindstone and tightening our belt, buckling down, and all the grimness of hard work. When we look at this whole picture, it sounds arduous, doesn't it? Well, it is. It involves struggle, and the struggle results from the block that we are put in our own way because of desire. Let's compare the arduous lower consciousness, the way of achieving the goals, with a higher state of consciousness in which we have acknowledged and let go of the desire and are in the free state. A freer state, that which is chosen manifest in our life effortlessly. We surrender the emotion of the desire, instead merely choose the goal, the picture, lovingly, and allow it to happen because we see that it is already ours. So it's not as hard as you think. My problem was that I had too many things, too many options, too many things that I had to work with. And it just I could never finish anything because I had too many stuff piled up, and then they piled up into a moment that it actually I had no idea how to get out of it. But then the one thing you can do, it's not about, don't think about a time like what you want to accomplish or how you're going to manifest it. You got to visualize it first, right? And once you visualize it, you kind of think of it. Let's see, I want to go to China. I want to go to China. And I visualize, I already see myself with a lot of people, a lot of bicycles, ooh, all these ants. And I already see myself in there. But then I have to ask myself the question, how I'm going to get this, right? Well, first, I got to need a passport, which I don't have right now. It's very difficult. I'm struggling even with it too. And yes, it does get frustrating when it just some authority, they don't give a damn, it won't help. Instead of helping you to get that, it just, they give you a hard time. Like if you don't speak Romanian, they won't even allow you to, they hang up on you. They don't, so you do it like just like everybody else. Obviously I have to. I don't know how, because I've been trying it for 19 years. Anyway, maybe I'm just the dumbest girl in my heart. A lot of things, after you try so many times and you fail, just maybe it wasn't meant to be. Now I'm supposed to be here to help you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Astrologically, the eclipse is coming on 28. I never watched the eclipse. I did it once and I made a major mistake. It will last for it will affect you like pretty much a whole year. The axes and the Rahu Ketu, which is the North Northern Santos, is gonna change also, and your personality will change, and it's gonna last for 8.5 years. And you move on. Everybody has their stages: 22, 44, 66. Depends what are you right now. So thank you so much, and if you're interested in astrology, I can suggest a lot of people. I'm not doing my classes right now because I just started something new. I'm very interested with Ernest Wilhelm, the card divination, cartomancy. I was very fascinated by it. How does it work? And it's not that complicated. If you have a little bit of background on astrology, it makes it a little bit easier. And doesn't matter if you choose a tropical or sidereal. Sidereal means you actually using the actual stars. If you do tropical, you can go based on the equinox and seasons. Astrolada, James Paraha, Johnny Patry, Ernest Wilhelm. Who else we got there? If you like the ancient Babylonian astrology, you can do with Crasia Tassio, Roman Kalev. There's a lot of so beautiful out there, but don't get confused. If you want super detail, because there's so many Vedic astrology out there, it's unreal. But if you want really detailed, you want to go deep, then I suggest to go Vedic. If you want to know the mythology, how this whole thing started, then you can go ancient Babylonian. Then you can learn all about the secrets of the Dodekatimagya, which is similar to the Vedic. The only thing they don't have they don't explain the horizons and or the horizons and a lot of other stuff that they don't mention. They have padas, which they have. Each section is. It's split in like 4 decades or 3 decades. Bounds, not decades, bounds, right? And also a good friend of mine, Elena. She also, if you prefer to heal yourself with a neuro art, you can choose my friend Elena. You can email me that and I give you the information. His partner is doing business, like if you're having a hard time to doing any kind of business or accomplish, you don't know how to put it all together. They have the connections. You can. It's a lot of groups out here right now that it could help you to move ahead and forward. And I'm sure you guys could make up a deal because you need help. Not everybody can do this all alone. There are things that you actually need to partner up with. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, just email me or send me a message to my Facebook for now. Thank you so much. Bye. Stop this. Okay.